Awesome. We're recording now. I'm going to share my screen again.
Okay.
And I want to see the page.
Yes, loading.
Is it showing?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry, I was waiting for you to tell me it was okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we got we did installation of Bash. Here I have on my blog site. I have practically the instruction of what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Very important again, because in this case, this is a fresh PowerShell installation, which means the execution policy should be back to restricted.
Okay.
Another tip for that is when you go to settings, this is something I discovered also recently. Go to settings, security, and under for developers, see some settings in here. Load side. First of all, I need to one of the things I need to do before I do the Linux system. I gotta change this to developer mode.
Yeah.
And tell me, okay, I'm gonna do developer mode on my Windows 10. Interesting. Okay, I've never seen that before. We'll see how that's gonna impact later. And then here, see PowerShell settings.
I don't see it yet. It hasn't refreshed.
Okay. Let me know when it shows.
No, I don't see it yet. It's just kind of stuck there. I see PowerShell scripts. Yeah. Now I see it.
Yeah. See PowerShell settings, and in here, this is very interesting. Okay, I'm going to show you this first. I say local PowerShells to run without signing, and it says require signing for remote script, right?
Yeah.
Show settings. Okay, I'm going to show settings. See what happened. There you go. Awesome. And I haven't seen this before. Look at this. Console is running without. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Well, basically what I do is this. Okay. I'm gonna close it up. And normally, because I'm using the old way, right? I know for the fact this is my first machine. I haven't used PowerShell yet. Let me just PowerShell, right? Is open. First thing I'm gonna do is I think I discovered a bug on this build. They didn't do it on the last time. Right. So let me go ahead. Properties. Normally the console will come in this way, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to read. Okay. So normally what you do is go to fonts. I think that Oh wow! Look at this. I have more fonts. Before it's only a few.
Yeah.
That is new. Okay, so I'm gonna do 18 layout width. I'm gonna change it to. I think that is correct. I think it's maybe in this one. I put 38. Window size. See how it comes. See, I try to keep it now. You can see better.
Yeah.
The font, right? Okay, so that part cannot load PS readline module. Interesting. Okay, so wait a minute. Look at this. Windows on the top here. Windows PowerShell. If I would have opened this the right way, it should have said as administrator. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and close just in case. PowerShell again. And I'm going to do right click, run as administrator. Let's see what happened. If the error goes out, no, still there. All right, so it's a bug. It's first time bug. Previous version of this build was good. So I'm going to do set execution tab. Oh, look at this. Seriously? Oh, okay, there you go. Dash execution tab policy remote sign. going to say A for all. And I'm good. Now, if I go back here, let me refresh the screen on the settings. Go back to for developers. Okay, that's good. See, that's gone out there. It's gone. Okay, apply. This is no. It's supposed to. In the last version, it will show. What status it is. To get out of this, let's see. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, it took it anyway. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to Windows here, and I'm gonna Bash. In Bash, it's gonna ask you to install the Linux Ubuntu on Windows.
Wow.
Yes. It does the installation. There's a couple of videos when you search in Channel 9. Have you ever used channel9.microsoft.com?
Yeah, I've seen a few videos here and there. I haven't really gone into it.
Yeah, I recommend you check it out. There's a lot now, more information, more videos on PowerShell and also Bash that will blow your mind.
Yeah, it's just the time and the direction to take. There's so much.
You could take a few minutes here and there, on your break and things like that,
And yeah.
It's up to it's up to you, and because man, there's so much information on that, and that eventually there's might be a possibility between 1 or 2 more years, who knows, hopefully less. Maybe they have a PowerShell for Linux. And what is a good opportunity to understand the basic of Linux and PowerShell is much easier to adapt,
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is very interesting. It goes again, and we got this stuff. Oh, I think, you know what, hold on a second. Pin this to where? Test bar. Okay, and I'm going to open another session here. I want to see something. Okay, so that's what it was. As administrator, that read PS line goes away. Okay. Well, maybe it's because I already set the execution policy. That's why.
That's probably,
so if I do this without administrator, yeah, that's what it is. You need to do the set execution policy so that error can goes away. Okay, that's interesting. So it's not really a bug. It's just a temporary bug until you realize you need to run that. I'm gonna block on that. Yeah. So while this thing loads, let me look at what we got here. Let's do a little browsing on this one here. Open PowerShell Studio. Which version you're using right now? Do you upgrade it to this one?
Yeah, I have the latest version. Yeah.
Nice. I love the fact that they have the update. Check for updates. And I used to have the 2015, and all of a sudden I got 2016 loaded. That was a beauty. That was a beauty. Yeah. Okay, so basically you've been a lot creating your windows and everything. So there's not much to say. Except that this latest version, if you have the latest version, it includes on the snippet, supposed to include, there you go. If you ever are interested in doing, what I call it, code testing, then you got Pester.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do your unit, your PowerShell unit testing. See? I still don't get the hang of this, just because for me much easier to test block of code and then I do what I call the puzzle, the puzzle debug. This block of code will do this, and I integrate into to the rest of the code, and so for me, I'm not get used to do unit testing in scripting.
Yeah, and unless you write a really big, right?
Yeah. I mean, it is practical. Don't get me wrong. Many developers use this and everything, and give you that sense of development cycle, to the project,
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do here is, let's see. Let me open. What do I have? I look for one of my projects that I did here. Open this one here. And I'm not sure if I got this is okay. This folder contains the package. This package. Have you worked with packages in Visual Studio? I mean, in PowerShell Studio?
No.
Okay, so this folder here, it's my multi-screen application that I created. And what it does is, through the process of deployment here, right? When I build the project on a form, could be multi-form or single form, and you want to create an MSI, a Microsoft installation application, then you go through the steps of building it. And the end result, I kill it. And the end result will be a folder containing all your components that you build in that MSI. At the end, this is what you get. See?
Okay.
Which is practical because you're following the software development lifecycle of building the application and then creating at the end the finished product is an installation file. Okay. The process to do that took me a while to understand, and I basically went through the process of on deployment, build, and then I went through all this build, install, settings. I mean, there's some steps. I have to document this a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think they might have improved this on the latest version. So.
Okay.
But the thing is, you can build that installation file. Okay.
Yeah.
Too bad that I gotta rebuild everything in here. Let me see if I can look for the project here. Projects, yes, there it is. And let me see which one is the last one I did. This one. Okay, need to look for the project file. Oh, a second. See, file open project. There you go. Okay. Because it's in here. There you go. You see?
Yeah.
BSPR project, and then I'm going to open it. And then what it does is you got to go through each of the different folders, screens in here. And this template, to give an idea, I used this was the, let me see, where is that? New form. Create new form. No. There's a module. It's a form. You click on the form, and I went down to, so you can find it. It's a multi-form one. Switch template. I'm looking for the one that I built. This one. This one's a very good one to use. Says for script form project. New form project. Okay, new form project. Create single. No, I'm looking for the multi one. That was very practical. I gotta look for it now. New form project module. No. Did they remove it? New form. Create single form. No. Oh, that will be. Let me see. New forms. Multi explore grid. Wow. Menu, grid, empty. Huh. Hey, they may have removed it. And that was a very good one. We'll see. Creates new project script mode. No. No, tampoco.
You should say new project, right?
Yeah, but it's wow, I can't believe something must be.
Yeah.
This is script. That's only the script. Yeah, it used to say multi-form project before. I'm trying to look for it.
At this computer I have a 2015 PowerShell Studio.
Yeah.
And that one says, the third one it says is project. Projects are used to work with multiple files.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, but you see, it build. Okay. Projects, right? This one?
Okay, hold on for a second. I'm looking.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Multiple files. Okay, let me see.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
That's the one, yeah.
There you go. Hold on. There you go. Thank you very much. There it is. Okay, so yeah. So this particular project, I take this one here, multi-form project. Okay, and that template ended up in building. And let me just go ahead and, because I need to connect. I don't know how to connect. Okay. Well, it's gonna give an error, but we'll see. Let me open it. Let me open the exe. Just to give you an idea, what's. I'm not connected to the server, so I'm gonna give some error. I built in try catch to display errors where it's not connected and everything. Will give you a kind of an insight. You see?
Yeah.
So that way, okay, it is not connecting. So I built all the necessary things to let me know if something's going on.
Yeah.
Basically, open one of these. This is basically the home of the application, and then all this button. What it gave me is another form that will display information.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not functional now because I'm not connected. But to give you an idea, the complexity, I could go to a particular. Some of these buttons, like this one here, might execute a SQL statement to clean up, and then you see services, meaning you go to a particular application service and check the status, so you can. Let's see if it's no, it's not. Yeah, so you can reset, and restart application. And give an example here. It's not connecting, but I give you the buttons. You see.
Yeah.
You can refresh to make sure if it's stopped or started, and so it's very. It's a very efficient tool for the data center person to do the monitoring that I need for them in a very effective way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so let me open this one. Pull this up. Okay, here I give an example of one of the forms. You see, it's a embedded SQL statement.
Uh-huh.
And then here's build is a non-SMO, meaning you know what SMO means, right?
No.
SMO stands for SQL Server Management Objects.
Okay.
Is the when you have SQL Server installed on your machine, you already have a collection that can help you using .NET manage your SQL Server, so you can code that into your scripting.
Sounds good.
When I say here is a known SMO, is because it's using another .NET library that can consume and connect to SQL Server, and you can get result from it.
Okay.
So I could say here I create a new object. This is the .NET class that is helping me connect to the SQL Server. And then of course, here's I'm building my data object.
Okay.
And eventually the data object is what is going to be displayed on a grid view.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the actual programming of how to use the form,
Yeah.
And then this is basically the form.
Yeah.
Okay, which is only is a grid view display information, and then of course here I have the another button for if I want to print what is displayed. I can go ahead and print and just go to a specific folder. They can document what's going on. So it's very practical. And then of course you have the little tricks and tips. Let me little tips and tricks here when you go to, let's see, where is it? Project and global. You have areas that this is defined by Visual PowerShell Studio. Okay, they give you a global section on a script, which means everything that put in here is globally used within your Windows application in PowerShell. Okay.
Okay.
I normally like to do this because sometimes, although they say global here, I want to make sure that it's really stay global within all these parameter, all these values might be used in any other forms. But normally what happens is the scope, when that script runs, it disappears, it goes away.
Yes, I ran into trouble before.
Exactly. So that's the purpose of I use $global column and then the name of the variable. You use the here string part, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. That makes it very. I like it to keep it consistent there. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is all a repetition. This is all the basically what's needed to capture, create the object, and display it in a grid view.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in this case, it is the data grid form. See, and then of course they have some startup PSS, and normally I leave those alone. If you see here, if the call to a form is okay, then you can do whatever. You can add code if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the main. I think this is the main form, right? Yeah, this is the main form. So this is the main form. See, main form load.
Yeah.
You set all the buttons. See, enable, false. And as the process goes, then you go ahead and turn it on and off.
Yeah.
Which is basically what you're normally doing when you create the form. Depending complexity and how you wanna run this. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know why. So you end up figuring out that issue you had with the with your form, right? That is popping up that box.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that was just because you were running like a command line or something, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I hope that this will help you a little bit. You see here, these are functions. See,
Mm-hmm.
that I created. And these could be in, where is this at? Okay, there you go. You see, it's the main form, and then you see all the, I think at the end here, let's see. There's another area. The good thing about this, you can do this. You can go ahead and, okay, let me just go to declaration. You've done this, right?
Hold on, let me see. No, I have not done that.
Okay. Let's say you want to find something, right? You have a solution, and you see, okay, I have all this list of functions, and okay, I want to go there. I want to go where that function is. When you right-click, what you do is you go to declaration, and that function is used in here, right? But it doesn't mean the function exists in this particular form file, right? So that's what we'll do is we click go to declaration.
Yeah.
You'll find it for you, and you'll see here.
Oh, I see.
On the global. So it's developer tips, that can help you be productive.
Yep.
Okay. That's how you could have functions in a separate file, but then we put it together in one project. That this is the way how you can go ahead and map it and do your changes and stuff. Okay. This is a very interesting part. This section here. Matter of fact, let me show I've done this. There you go. Right? So basically, in this case, in this function, I'm getting ready on a data source, which is a grid view 1 and grid view 2. There's two grid view in this piece here. And you can see the properties: caption, back color, light green, caption test. All those objects, you can modify them dynamically. So it gives you flexibility. There's certain tricks in here that unfortunately you cannot resize when you use the grid view, the data grid. It won't resize the column based on the value of your data.
Oh yes, I've seen that.
So you had to set it. In this case, you see here, column width fix is fixed to 100. That's a little tip and trick, because then it's just get a little more visibility, Yeah, and then of course how to connect the result to that particular data grid and move them.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So in this case, now that I got my project loaded, now this should be lit up. See? Build, deploy. I think most of the time what I do, I go to settings first. See what it shows. Okay. And in here in the setting, you fill them up. You feel, okay, this is my output file. I can zoom this. You know what? I don't know I have to learn the key to zoom it, but basically output file name, and it's going to be an executable, right?
Yeah.
Platform, of course, is the thing you develop on. And SDA always is going to be automatic check to recheck SDA mode. Okay.
Okay.
Because that's how the form works. You have to be in SDA. Single thread, I think it is. Yeah. It's going to generate a config file. And then, of course, there's a little bit of some things in here that you might or might not use. And this is more of a like a learning curve. As you use it, then you practice and you see if it's suitable for you or not. Okay. Yeah. Those are good. Execution, restriction. This is very important because then you building your application. You know who's going to install it, right? So you have, okay, I'm going to go from Windows 7 all the way up. Right? Forget Vista, forget XP, forget 2000. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can be, right?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Exactly.
Version information is very nice. This helps, because you can give a version number. Here I put in my own version number. But I think have a way to internally, here it is. Product version. See?
Yeah.
It can keep track as you keep doing the changes. this will change.
Yeah.
And then you have the build options, which
Yeah.
have nothing, but in case you want to do some cleanup before or after the build is done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Then after that's done, that's the settings. Then you build it.
Yeah.
Build and run. I think what it does is it build it and it might generate some things. I'm not sure. It's been a few months since I built this application. I haven't done any update. But basically with settings build, and then you do the here on settings. Here's another setting option here, and this is for the MSI. Okay, put some information, type of application, icon. You want to create an icon so it can represent your application when get installed.
Mm-hmm.
And the host has a minimum required here. It's very good to use PowerShell 4. PowerShell 4 is already available for down level Windows 2008 R2 and Windows 7.
Yeah.
But right now, who wants that, right? Windows 5.
Exactly.
PowerShell 5 is out, so just go and get it.
Yeah.
Right? File and folders. Basically, this is where your package is going to reside. Okay. You have the MSI name, the installation name, and the folder, and you're good to go. Signing, if it's required in the organization, then you put your signing information in here. Okay.
Yeah.
And when that's done, you do the build. It will create the folder, the MSI, everything's installation, and then I think that the setting here is another setting. See, there's three settings. Here is where you can. Here is where the MSI is going to execute, and where you're gonna drop the installation. Okay, so this is where said project drop. See, you're gonna get from the folder when I build my project, and it's gonna dump it into the installation folder.
Mm-hmm.
Additional command. Let me see here. I added, said deploy additional command. I added to deploy a documentation.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're done with that. Then you do deploy, and it will run the process. You see if there's any errors or not. Then you confirm that the folder has been created, the MSI has been created, and you can also run from that MSI folder. Without installation, you can test that the executable runs.
Okay.
All
so
right?
we need to follow in that. Do we need to follow in that sequence of package you install? Or...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Always start from designer settings, and you're on the deploy. Excuse me, on the deploy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the deploy. Then you start from settings, build, settings, build, settings, deploy.
Okay.
I had to do it in that order.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
And it worked. Okay. So just you can try this just building a small a little tiny form, and then just try it, so you can build the MSI.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's jump back to Bash to see what's going on. There you go. Ubuntu is installed. Next it's going to ask me is username, Maxi, password updated successfully, ls, and I just executed a Linux command on my Windows.
Wow.
And that's nothing. You go to channel 9, they have 2 videos.
Mm-hmm.
One video will explain, yes, Bash is available for Windows, meaning running Linux as a subsystem. Then the other video shows you how to install application in Linux that works, and then you're running application Linux in Windows.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it opens a lot of eyes to many people in the Linux world, and that's why they started like Windows a lot. Yeah, yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. TXT. It's only one file. It is TXT. There's a few there in there. Awesome. Yep. You want to exit? There you go. So there's no need to know. There's no need to run CMD to run Bash. You can run it from within Windows.
Okay.
Or within PowerShell, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which is great. But most of the example, you see everybody using DOS. And I left DOS many years ago.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, that's very nice. Do you work? I guess you don't work very much with databases, right?
Not yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a tip. Eye opener. Okay. So let me just exit this. I have a project that I on our corporation, we have specific. We run Cognos systems for reporting, and I had a project to read those logs. And what happened was, let me go ahead and close this up. So what happened was, let me see what I had it at. Logs, scripts. Haha. Open one of these. What happened is that these log files, unfortunately, I blew up the database when I rebuilt it. I have to install it. But what happened is, these logs, you see here, I gotta connect. I had an insert to a table where I'm consuming those log files, and I'm putting them in columns from 1 through 15. And I got, for each of the server, I'm pulling out those logs, then I'm hard coding from which server it's coming from. Which is the log is not providing. They wanna the study cases, they want you to store the log of all the servers so they can do analysis on what's going on the system. Now, what happened was, I got here export. Yes, export. I'm going to the export command here, export function. And what I'm doing here, I'm creating a drive letter. See, new PS drive. And I am looking for each of my server lists. I have a number of servers to pull the logs in. And for each individual server, I'm collecting all the logs and consolidating in one single CSV file. Now, the trick here was, all the information, all the records on that log file is variable. It could be 10 fields, or it could be 15 fields. That's why when I collect the information, I gotta go to the highest number of columns, and then I can narrow it down. Okay. So in order to do that, I gotta make sure. See, where is it at? There is another function in here. Let me see. Go for each server. Get the log. Here I'm collecting. Here it is. See this? I'm collecting all the logs on that particular server. Right? And here I'm sorting by last write time. And then for each of the server logs, here's where I'm appending to. So I'm building that data, right? So I'm building the CSV. For each server, append. for each server log append until it reaches, whatever number it is. Then in the import, then I can go ahead and again connect to the drive, connect to my server. Okay, this is SMO. This is what SMO is. See, I'm loading the Microsoft SQL Server SMO class. And then I'm creating the object that connects to my SQL Server. And this few lines of code, open the door to everything I need to know, to all the objects on my SQL Server engine, which is stored in this object here.
Yeah.
SQL Server object. It holds everything I want to know about my SQL Server. It's in that object. Okay. So then again, for each server of the list, I'm going to process those logs. I'm going to clean my table first, right? I run out to clean up because it's a staging table.
Yeah.
And then here, this is the other part of the trick. This block is important. Why? Because I'm defining the server log that everything's consolidated to. I'm creating a header file up to 15 columns and then including the server name.
Okay.
And then everything is delimited by tab. And then there's certain criteria that you might need to follow, because sometimes it's not going to move everything. Probably you're pulling out information based on certain columns, and this is what I'm doing here. Okay. This column replacement here is because I'm keeping part of the information is events, and events, it shows the store procedure that is running plus its parameters.
Okay.
And you want to keep all the single quotes showing what are those parameters are. You're keeping the integrity of the information in this, doing this.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at the end result, it will load me those records into the table, which I have already here. See? Oh, wait a minute. What is this function? What will you do?
Go to the
declaration, right? And I go to declaration, and there it is. See how quick it is?
Yeah.
So that way you don't have to scroll up and down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this case, there's no parameters in here, but it runs the SQL statement insert into my database, into my specific server log table, and then in here, you see, this is how it replaces the values from the object it's reading. It's going to put it into this constructor T-SQL statement to be run afterwards.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like that?
Sounds good. One question I do have is that each log sometimes has different headings. Like some of them have something called event and something doesn't have events. Then how does it, when you're exporting to CSV, does it create a new column for the one that is new coming with the next log?
Yeah. Well, you gotta see how that is. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I have another sample from the regular event log. This is more a specific third-party vendor log, server log.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. There's I have another example where I can pull in. It seems like it's another type, but it's not. It's all one record.
Okay.
And if you use the, I think it's called the Windows event. No, there's a specific commandlet. It will give you the structure you want.
Yeah.
I might have an example of that too. So
yeah,
you have to look for it. Maybe we could do that on the next on the next meeting if you want.
Yeah. I have for the Windows system logs. I have a script that I run. And to collect all the logs data,
yeah,
and I export them out. I have it already working.
Okay.
but I never combined. Like I only get system and application.
No, yeah,
Both of
yeah,
them.
yeah. No, those are the main one you need. Yeah.
Those have the same column, so I don't have any conflict.
No,
But
exactly, exactly. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. But in this particular scenario, it's a third-party product. It's a third-party application that runs on a server, and their logs then are this way. You know.
okay.
But I just want to bring you to your attention that in case that you find yourself in that scenario, and that when you do, you can export everything to a single file, and then you can import, and then use this technique. You know.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So that way, you can go ahead and after you build that object, then you can go ahead and go through it and clean them up and do whatever you need. You know what I mean?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, this is more like a staging object in memory, and then the bottom part is where you move it to your database, to your table.
Yeah.
Which you could do the same if you want to run statistics on your regular system and application log. You can do the same thing. You know what I mean? You have a database, and you can build a table, and then you can run things against it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yes, it's great. I like this.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we it's great. I was going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good how things have come along.
Yes.
You have any questions?
No, nothing so far.
Do you find it interesting?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
This is fantastic.
Awesome. Well, man. Then, but let me tell you. Let me just go ahead and let me see how to do this. There you go. Yeah, but for now, I really appreciate your time and attending here. It's very interesting that we come along after I rebuilt my machine the last minute in the afternoon, and all of a sudden it just happened. It just everything was put together. Okay. Well, man, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna stop the recording now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's one other question I have is not an entirely PowerShell tech question. It's just that I'm at a crossroads right now in my career.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of either I have to, because I've been working with servers, and I've done a little bit of development, a little bit of quite a bit of PowerShell. So I'm not sure. I'm thinking of going towards Azure.
Sure.
And so that's pretty much where I am. So I'm trying to put myself in the direction because I think Azure is going to be very, very big.
No, it is big. You have no freaking idea. It is big, man. You're gonna go crazy. I'm going crazy with it. I'm just showing this.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to because I need to keep moving into something more than what I'm doing now.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah.
I truly recommend you check, and I'm sorry to push this on you, but you look into Azure, use Microsoft Virtual Academy.
Yeah.
They have tons of Azure information. Matter of fact, I went through almost 12 of their small programs, and every program that you go through, or the teaching that you go through, or the lessons, you get a little diploma of achievement, which is great.
Yes.
Okay? So really recommend. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. They have a lot of materials of PowerShell, Azure PowerShell. You're going to go crazy in there. Good crazy, I mean,
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But it's up to you to make the time. I don't take advantage of my lunch break, or, while I'm running something, I go ahead for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, at least. And you can go through each of the individual section, complete them, and at the end you get this certification of achievement. Yeah. Which is great.
Yeah, I have actually done the Office 365 for IT professionals.
Yes.
This is almost a year ago. I liked it very much because I learned a lot.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, look, it's already 8 o'clock, and you got to get to your things, and I get to my things.
No worries, no
So
worries. I appreciate your help, and thank you very much for doing this.
yeah, on the next one we'll do Azure.
Sounds great.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you very much. Let me just stop the recording.